I'm Edward Grinnan, and I'm here today with Ariane de Bonvoisin, who is author of The First 30 Days, and also founder and CEO of thefirst30days.com.
I'm actually also the chief change optimist, is what I'm affectionately called actually at work. It's all
By
about
your staff?
It is. It's all about optimism through change right now. I think it's the thing that people most need. They're clinging for any amount of hope or belief that someone else has got through their change. So,
Well, what made you want to write this book?
you know, I'd gone through my own set of changes. I'd been in a big corporate job and realized that this ladder I'd climbed was pretty much the wrong ladder, and it was leaning up against the wrong wall. You know, when you wake up in the morning and that inner voice is trying to get your attention and says, you're in the wrong job.
Yeah.
And do the work and assume the consequences for actually leaving that corporate environment, because I wasn't happy. It looked great on paper. Externally, it looked perfect.
Do you think that change isn't really possible, or it doesn't seem possible to me until I come to a point of real unhappiness?
The place before is called NEP, not enough pain. And if you're in not enough pain, you're going to be okay with being in that relationship that's not quite right, or going to work even though you know that there's something better for you. And a lot of the times what makes people change is radical pain or radical pleasure. Some people are like, if I get so much joy from making a change. Some people are more driven by joy, but a lot of us are like, life throws us something, God throws us something our way, and then suddenly we're faced with, you know, the reality of something has now changed. I need to step into that.
But Ariane, are you saying that you have to be at a place of almost personal agony before you can change?
No, not at all. I mean, for the book, I interviewed a few thousand people who were going through all different types of change, everything from losing a job to adoption to getting married, getting divorced, breast cancer. And people are very different the way they go through change. Some of them are, they go to a place of acceptance. Some of them go to a place of resistance. Some people initiate change. Some people would never initiate a change unless life throws it their way.
That's interesting. You use the word acceptance, and it's obviously acceptance is one of the great, I think, challenges that most people have in life, whether it's accepting the loss of a loved one, or even accepting, you know, the limitations of your dreams. Is acceptance of a situation a sort of change?
It is. It's one of the principles in the book. The book details 9 principles of change that came up pretty much from all the interviews that I made, that people who are good at change, what I call change optimists, what they do, what they believe, what they follow. And one of the principles in the book is the principle of acceptance. What I found was people who can get to a place where they say, I accept that I've been fired. I accept that this has now happened in my life. On the other side of acceptance is where relief is, where possibilities are, where this sort of peace and solutions show up. I often say, you know, compare it to being on the river of life. And acceptance is about going in the direction of the river. People who are bad at change, this is what they do. They do one of 2 things. They cling to the rock. They don't want to go in the direction that life, God is saying, look, this is what's next for you. It's uncomfortable, it's uncertain. So they cling, they cling, they cling. Very hard to cling to a rock in a moving river. And the other thing people do is they start rowing back upstream. You row back upstream because you want the body back, you want the relationship back, you want the job back. It's hard to row back upstream and try and go back in the past of what you want.
So you say that there are some people who are good at change and some people who are bad at change. Is change necessarily a good thing? Is all change good? I mean, I can think of decisions I've made, really boneheaded decisions I've made in my life about, you know, I'm going to change this about myself, I'm going to strike off in a new direction, and I was completely wrong, and I paid the consequences.
And here's what I would say to you. Out of all the people I've interviewed, I always ask them one question. What good came from that bad decision or difficult change or situation that you thought you would never get through? And every single person has always been able to say something good came from this situation. It's what I call the change guarantee. And whether it's a new person that came into your life, whether it's you creating something new, whether it's you learning a lesson, whether it's you strengthening your faith, whether it's you forgiving someone, whether it's you forgiving yourself, there's always something good that comes in the nugget of change. I think, you know, hidden in any misfortune is good fortune.